Welcome to today's Shaman Short. Great tips, inspiration, and ways to live a more authentic and shamanic life. Join Dakota Walker from Gaia Wisdom School as she treks across the globe, bringing you these bite-sized pieces of wisdom for you to deepen your path back home to your soul. And now, from somewhere in the world, here's Dakota.
Good morning. So where am I? I am in Utah, and I don't know where I am actually. I'm near Goblin State Park, and so this shaman short is really about following our intuition. And I got here yesterday and drove down this road that was just beautiful, and I was looking for a camp spot. And I pulled into this one area, and it was really beautiful. It had these red hoodoo kind of sculptures, and there was like this little cave that I could have slept in, and it was just really fantastic. But for some reason, my gut said, don't camp there. So I was a little disappointed actually, because it was really cool. But I've been listening to my gut, to my intuition a lot more, and really, really trusting it really incredibly deeply. And so I ventured on, and I went down into this area that had this slot canyon, and it was equally as beautiful. And I thought about staying there, and my gut again said, no, don't go there, don't stay here. So by now, I was probably about 14 miles in. So I turned around, and the sun's getting a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And I had remembered seeing on my way in, off the kind of one of the main roads, I had seen in the distance this cave. And I thought to myself, as I was passing it, that would be really cool to explore. And so when I came out, I turned onto that main road, and something told me, look to your right. And I looked, and I'm looking, and all of a sudden I see this really beautiful deer. Not like a normal deer, not like Buddha. If you guys know who Buddha is, that's the deer that I had. Not like Buddha. So I pulled over, and I was taking pictures of this deer, and then I saw another deer. And so I started following them a little bit, and soon enough, this baby deer comes running and leaping and leaping and leaping, and just within 50 yards of me, Mama stopped, and baby started feeding off Mama, and there was this moment of trust. And for me, it was a sign. It was like a reward for following my intuition, for listening. And after I had my encounter with them, I searched out for where that cave was, and I found a little dirt road that kind of went back onto this top of this ridge, and I camped there last night, and I felt safe. But I'm camping in places that are not designated camping spots. It's Bureau of Land Management land, so you can camp anywhere, but there's nobody around, and so certain fears start to come up, and I have to really go within and find out, is this fear legitimate, or is it something that I'm making up? And for last night, some of the fears were, there was a huge lightning storm happening, and my fear was, here I am, like literally the tallest thing in that area with my tent. Would I be struck by lightning? And I thought, well, what are the chances? Probably not very, very high. So finally I fell asleep, and I woke up this morning to the most beautiful sunrise, and I scampered down the ridge that I was on, and I started to go with where I thought the cave was, where I could get to it. And I couldn't get to it. I'm going to try my way out, but I ended up finding this slot canyon. And I started following it, and I started following the signs. I found a little stone that had this beautiful spiral in it. Let me show it to you. It's like something out of a movie theater. Actually, it's kind of alien-like. So the spiral to me represents my journey of life, and it's actually one of my tattoos. And so then I figured I was following my journey. It was taking me where I needed to go. And then a little bit later, I saw a spiral on the wall, just naturally formed. It wasn't put there. And so I kept following these signs, and then I saw this snake, this beautiful snake, slithering through the sand and on the sandstone, and just beautiful. And snake to me, it's wisdom. And so then I came back to this part of the canyon, and I saw this area, and I decided to climb up here. And I'm glad I did, because as you can see behind me, I found Indian petroglyphs. And for me, that's a sign that I'm being guided. I had asked at the beginning of this hike that my guides be with me, that they keep me safe, that they guide me along the way, and that they show me a piece of myself, because I know that I've had many lifetimes here. I may have been one of the ones who put one of the petroglyphs up there. I don't know. But I instinctively came up here, and every now and then fears creep in, and I have to stop and pause and take stock of what's real, what's not. And for me, the realness, the authenticity, the truth of my soul is that I'm always guided, that I'm always led to where I need to be. And maybe I haven't found the cave that I would set out to find. Maybe I won't find the cave that I set out to find. But instead I found this. And to me, this is like a really deep resonance with me. I'm sitting here on top of this cavern, and I can see for miles and miles and miles, and I can see down into the wash, into the canyon, and I can imagine being here, waiting and looking for game. Some of these petroglyphs they have little animal tracks, and you see a snake, actually, and I just thought of that. Isn't that funny? And some of the petroglyphs, I don't know the meaning of it, but a lot of it has to do with hunting. And they would sit up here and they would watch, and then they would let others know. This is how they communicated. And I see tracks down there when I'm walking, deer tracks, and I would think either bobcat or mountain lion, I'm not sure. I hope I don't find out. But each of us have that really deep intuitive voice within us. And as we're in the south direction, it's really important to harness that energy of your intuition and perfect it and listen to it and really pay attention, and that's a big part of it. And I always talk about present moment. The only way you can really hear your guides or your intuition is to be in that present moment. And in that, we have this connection to the bubble, to the source, to the pool, to the whatever you want to call it, the great mystery. And our higher self is linked up to that place, that infinite knowledge, that infinite wisdom. And our higher self is then connected directly into our intuition. So the intuition is our communication to that greater source of energy. And so when we really strengthen that connection and that relationship to our higher self, we can really harness that energy and then always be guided from a very truthful, from a very authentic place. I am so grateful for this journey because it has really trained me to be present and to fully listen to my intuitive voice, to not second guess it or try to, it used to be not always, but it used to be when I would have that intuitive hit, if it wasn't what I wanted, my ego would step in and like, oh, I'll be all right anyway. You know, I fell off of a ladder and almost couldn't walk. They told me I wouldn't walk again because I didn't listen to my intuition. My intuition told me that I was going to fall off that ladder, and I said, nah, I'm not going to fall off that ladder. And sure enough, I did. I cracked my head open and I busted my knee. And if you ever watch me walk now, I walk like a pigeon. I limp. But if I had listened to my intuition, I would have not climbed up that ladder. And so when your ego steps in, your ego sounds a lot like, yeah, that won't happen. Yeah, it'll be all right. Yeah, it won't. It'll be nothing. It'll be fine. And then we lose out on things like this. You know, if I had camped in those other places, there's human trash everywhere, human waste, and the other canyon that I thought about staying in, there's signs everywhere about flash floods, and, you know, it's just kind of scary. And I wouldn't have had the magic that I had last night with the lightning storm, and then with 100 million thousand stars, and then being able to walk in this canyon and not see another single soul. There's not even footprints. There's just nothing down here. It's not a designated trail. It's just something that I found. And then I find this, and this really is like the if there was nothing else I saw today, this would be enough. And it's enough of a confirmation for me that I am tapped in to my intuition, to my higher self, and to that infinite wisdom. And so in this shaman short, what I implore you to do is to really listen, really pay attention, be present, don't second guess yourself, and spend a day just following the inklings of your soul, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it says, you know, take a left when you know full well you need to take a right. Take that left, because you don't know what you're going to see or who you're going to meet or what you're going to do. You know, I pulled off the road yesterday. I went through Capitol Reef National Park, and I pulled off randomly, and there was another slot canyon, and I met this family, and I struck up a conversation with them, and they inspired me so much that I created a whole shaman short just on my conversation with them. And so that's how it is. It's like you're always led. When you're listening, you're always led. All right, that's enough for today, but look at that. Can you imagine? Can you believe that I found that? I'm going to take some pictures, and I'll snap them on the end of this this video and show you what I'm looking at right now, which is just magnificent. And then that. All right, bye you guys. See you in the next shaman short. Okay, perseverance. Can you hear that? Woo! Oh, perseverance pays off because I made it to the cave. I'm hotter than Hades. So in the video I just shared about following your intuition, I gotta be quiet because I'm like, I can hear myself. I had the snake and the spiral, and you guys know that I teach about the medicine wheel. So I got up here to this cave. It's really cool. There's like two openings. There's an eye, like it's got another eye there, and it looks out into the world. And then over there on the other side, there's another opening. But what I want to show you, I'm whispering because I can hear myself, is look here. Spiral, snake, medicine wheel, and then just all these people, all these markings. Got some handprints, another snake. There's the deer that I saw yesterday. And this is just so amazing. And so one of the cool things about when you see handprints, what they used to do is when they would have a meeting, everybody would place their hand on the wall, and that was their mark that they were there. I don't know what tribe this is from. It's pretty amazing. And wow, what a hike to get up here. This is a good life. In it, trusting your intuition, following the signs, and being able to interpret those for yourself and what that means. And so what these mean to me, the spiral, my journey through life, the snake is the wisdom, and having that wisdom of following your intuition, following your guidance throughout that journey of your life. And I think the medicine wheel is one more sign for me that I am absolutely on track with what I do. I'm living my sacred purpose. Whoa, hotter than heck, but I'm living my sacred purpose. Okay, on the count of 3, let's do one big aho. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Aho! All right, bye guys.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Shaman Shorts. Connect with us at DakotaEarthCloud.com. Don't forget to sign up to our newsletter to receive our free materials. See you at the next episode.